Welcome back to Photoshop. It's been a while since we've done any tips and tricks here on the channel. So today I'm going to show you some really cool tips and tricks that I'm almost positive nobody knows using the clone stamp tool and the brush tool. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do once we get our brush is we want to scale this to make it sure it's the correct size. So I'm just going to make mine a little bit bigger, and that looks pretty good. So I'm going to hold that Alt or Option. I'm going to click and grab that, and then we're going to be able to clone stamp this tree wherever we want. However, we're just not here to learn how to use the clone stamp. We're here some tips and tricks on how to manipulate the clone stamp. So the first one is going to be how to rotate using the keyboard. And this is really simple. All you're going to do, you're going to hold down your Option Shift or your Alt Shift, depending on whether you're a Mac or a PC. So Option Shift Mac, Alt Shift PC. And then you're going to take the greater than, less than arrow keys. And if you push it to the right, it's going to rotate the image to the right. If you hit to the left, it's going to rotate that image to the left. And you can see that we are just slowly rotating from the left or to the right using those arrow keys. Cool. So there's lots of times when you do have an image and it really doesn't need to be rotated in this image, where it's actually helpful to rotate your image just a little bit inside of Photoshop. And that is a quick way to do it. So it's using your typical toggle keys, which are your Option, your Shift, and then you're using the greater than, less than arrows to the right and the left to rotate. And the second is a really cool one. So we're going to hit those same quick keys, Option. We're going to do the Option Shift or the Alt Shift, but then you're going to go up to your right and left bracket keys. Those are the keys to the right of the letter P. Those keys used by themselves can increase or decrease your brush size, but watch what happens when we do this. Yeah, we can scale our clone source larger by hitting the right key and smaller using the left key. So those are two little cool tips and tricks that you can use when you're using the clone stamp tool to manipulate it, to either make it larger or smaller, or kind of tilt it to the left or tilt it to the right, depending on what you need it to do inside of your image. And for the next thing here, what we're going to do is we're going to go over, and you want to make sure your brush is selected. And you can see I've got sort of a weird brush going on here right now, and my brush is selected up here. So the first one is how to toggle through your brushes without coming up here and having to click on each individual one and see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to toggle through our brushes. And the cool thing is it's going to show them right up there as we go through it. All right, and this might be a little bit difficult for a lot of you to see. It depends on the size of the brush. Right now, this is sort of a small brush. Looks like it's a 1,000 pixel brush. But to toggle through your brushes is really easy. You're going to use those same greater than, less than arrow keys that we just used before, but you're not going to use any other keys with it. You're just going to go right, and you're going to go right through the brushes, or you're going to go left, and you're going to go left through the brushes. And it's showing you each one of the different brushes as you get to them. So you can see these are a little bit bigger brushes. So let's come in here and I'll see if I can find a bigger set of brushes that make it a little bit easier to look at. All right, cool. So I'm inside this water brush set here, and we're going to go ahead and toggle through those. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my keys and use those right and left arrows. And you can see each time that I'm pressing that, it's toggling to a new brush. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take we'll use this brush right here. So everybody knows how to use the brush. And so I've got my color set on black, and I'm just going to go through here. Now I've got mine, so it's a little bit raining. I'm just going to drag through there. So that was pretty cool. Now let's say you wanted to erase part of this image. You could simply just come up here and grab this eraser tool. I'll make it a little bit bigger, and I could come in here and erase it. But what if you want to erase using that brush? Well, there's no way to do that. Or is there? So all you're going to do is you're going to take that same brush. So you're going to go up, and on the far left-hand side of your computer keyboard, you're going to see the tilde key. And if you don't know what the tilde key looks like, I will post a picture of the tilde key so everybody knows what it looks like. And when you hold that key and you go over your image, yes, it erases using that brush. So any part of the brush that you use, it will erase using that brush. So since we got on the subject of rotation, what happens if you want to rotate your brush because it's not in the right angle that you want to use it? Well, it's really simple. All you got to do on this one to rotate a brush is use your left or right arrow keys. So if I go left, it's going to rotate left, and right is going to rotate right. Well, that is going to be it for the quick tips today. Hopefully you found them helpful. Hey, don't forget about the new Facebook group. I'll have the information posted below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.